Hey, welcome back to No Hype Beer Reviews. Unless it's your first time, then welcome. Please consider subscribing. If you do, hit the notification bell, get all the updates. Really excited for today's video. It's another Cellar Saturday, so that's always exciting. And I'm doing one of my favorite beers, so that's always exciting. And I'm doing this will be put up after the fact, but I'm reviewing this, and I'm going to finish it on camera over at the Nerd Sense Guys channel, so make sure you check out their holiday special, because I will be on that, finishing off this beer and doing a bunch of cool, fun stuff. So this will be posted Saturday, and that live stream was the day before Friday. Anyway, what is this beer? St. Bernardus Christmas Ale. It's a Belgian Abbey Ale. It's 10% ABV. It's from 2013. You can tell I got sick of looking at the date code and then looking online like, okay, if that's what it says, what does it mean in terms of when it was actually brewed? Figured it out, put the sticker on, didn't have to worry about it anymore. Anything worth... I should have looked at this before. St. Bernardus Christmas Ale is the youngest descendant in the illustrious family of delicious Abbey ales brewed by brewery St. Bernardus since 1946. This specialty ale of 10% ABV is characterized by its deep, dark color with a creamy, thick head and a full, almost velvety mouthfeel with a fruity nose. It's a seasonal ale brewed annually for the holiday season. The long winter nights are perfect moments to savor this ale with family and friends, which I'm going to be doing over at the Nerd Sense channel, and to enjoy its unique, complex taste. If I didn't make this point, proper glassware, so you know it's going to taste better. Age 7 years at time of review, in case you're watching this in the distant future and didn't look at the date code. Beautiful. I've owned this the whole time. It's just been cellaring. I did put it in the refrigerator for, I don't know, an hour and a half to cool down. Ah, beautiful. I think I'll stop there for now. Yeah, it's that beautiful light brown. You got that crimson red color. I mean, it definitely looks like how I think it does. Man, I'm getting some of that aroma already. Probably because my face is close to the bottle. But yeah, I mean, it definitely looks on point. Sometimes I think I would view this as a quad, a Belgian dark, strong, something like that, right? Sometimes I think they're a little darker in color. Then I see them, not all of them, obviously. I'm like, oh yeah, no, they do have that red crimson color. Short version, it looks like it's supposed to. It has that khaki head, very creamy, almost nitro looking bubbles. Then some, there's a few regular sized small bubbles, but I mean, that's a beautiful looking beer. Let's get into the aroma. Man. It does have those like fruity esters for sure. Nice cherry, sweet cherry. Okay, let me say this, because the most specific fruit characteristic also is invoking a very Christmas memory for me. My mom used, because she knew I loved them, she always put out these raspberry hard candies that had like a little raspberry jelly inside. You get that intense raspberry candy coming from this, but also you get that sweet cherry. Yeah, the raspberry thing is so on point. Like if you know what candy I'm talking about, that's the thing. I'd swear a little bit of a sweet vanilla, actually, which is cool. I don't know if I've ever said that in one of these. Cause I think this is the third or fourth time I reviewed different vintages, but this beer, I don't think I've ever said vanilla. You get some of that brown bread bran thing. It's very sweet, though. You could see how like cinnamon would be really nice, or like getting some of those what do you call it, like mulling spices. You can almost see like how that would be a really nice thing in this beer. Or I look at someone like an Omegang, who does add things, coriander, orange peel, star anise, things like that, to enhance the aromas and flavors that the beer itself produces. And although I'm not getting all of that, you totally see how that stuff would complement that. It's kind of a trip that way, to be honest with you. it's not maple, but there's like there's a sweetness that's familiar and specific. It's not quite caramel. It's syrupy, which was what made me think maple syrup. That is divine. Let's get into the taste. Cheers. They weren't lying. That velvety mouthfeel, but then there is a little bit of like prickly carbonation, so that's a cool contrast. It's initially on the palate with that smooth creaminess, and then you kind of like get lulled into a false sense of security that that's going to be the mouthfeel only, and then you get that prickly carbonation. You do get some of those tastes that were in the aroma, but like that raspberry intense candy thing, it's not that sweet of a beer. You're getting more of that brown bread, but very sweet. You do get some of that cherry, the vanilla. I'm not really getting that in the taste. That's more of an aroma thing. And again, yeah, I'm getting more of the cherry than that raspberry, which is so interesting because of how pronounced that very specific raspberry candy aroma was. Like molasses, you could see, like that would be a good descriptor as one of the things in here. It really is that brown bread with the elevated sweetness. Just like the aroma, you could see how like cinnamon would be really nice in this, or those spices I mentioned before. And it's such a cool experience. It's one of the reasons I like doing these Cellar Saturdays, is like typically they're beers that are very complex, you know, whether they've, you know, grown into themselves or like what they're retaining, what has been lost, you know, just the styles I've been kind of choosing for the most part. Is it kind of makes for a cooler beer review sometimes, because like how often do I say, you know, I don't taste this, but it makes me want to complement the beer with this thing. Like it doesn't come up much with a lot of my other beer reviews, whereas this beer for sure is doing that. Man, I know some of the other ones, you know, some of them were obvious where it's like, man, like a nice piece of dark chocolate or whatever would be nice. But I'm talking about like actually in the beer and how that would complement it. Yeah, this is phenomenal. You don't taste the alcohol at all. And again, it's not that cold. I mean, it was sitting on this shelf, or well, over here off camera, but sitting on a shelf, because I'd taken off these shelves and put it in for like an hour and a half. So it's definitely not hiding the alcohol taste. The cold isn't. The beer itself is. Yeah, this is phenomenal. This is aged beautifully. I think these are 5 years out, so it's, you know, it's been 7 years, so it's a little past what they say. But I have no problem with this. I love this beer. Have you guys had this beer before? Have you had other St. Bernardus beers? What are some Christmas beers you like? Anything, everything related. Comment section below. Shoot me, let's get a conversation going. Check me out on Instagram and on Tap. Snow Hype beer reviews of both those places. So please like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, imbibe. Cheers, everyone.